Hi, and welcome. It's Megan here. Welcome back to another video. We're doing a Q&A today. I'm answering all of you guys' questions. I put a poll on my Instagram story and then also a poll in the little community tab on YouTube, and y'all asked me everything. Some of the stuff I don't want to answer, but I'm going to. You guys asked me everything related to like my upbringing, family, career, content creation, beauty routines, dating, kids, the whole 9 yards. So I'm gonna be answering all the questions. I'll try to put them in like categories so you guys can skip around to a certain section if you're interested, and I'll put like the timestamps below in the description. So let's get into it. All right, I got my phone, so I have all the questions here. So if you see me look down every now and then, I'm looking at the questions and to make sure that I stay in each category. So first category, family and upbringing. Do you have any other siblings, and are you an only child? Yes, I am an only child. Or no, I don't have any siblings. Both. I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings. Next, about my mom. How did you and your mom become so close? Story time. Were you and your mom always so close? So to answer those questions, no, my mom and I were not always this close. We've always been close, like in a way, because my parents got divorced when I was about 3 years old. So from the time I was 3 until basically I was an adult, I lived with just my mom. My dad is in my life. That was another... Wasn't really a question. It was insinuated that he wasn't. My dad is in my life. I talk to him every week. So I just want to say that. But yeah, my mom and I, when I was really young, I didn't understand her. So we didn't really get along very well. It was just more of, she's my mom, whatever. But as I grew older, I would say in like high school, I started to get a better understanding of her. And truly, once I became like a full-blown adult, that is when I had the deepest understanding of my mom. And once I went off to college, it was like she would check in on me, I would check in on her, because I am an only child. I was concerned about her living alone, because before I was there, she lived with my dad, and then before that she lived with like roommates and different things, and then before that she lived with her parents. So it was her first time living alone. And so I started checking on her because I was worried about her, and she would check on me because I've left. And now that's turned into a habit. I talk to her every day. And yeah, what are things you enjoy about your relationship with your mom? I enjoy that I can talk to my mom about anything. I love like that. When I say anything, I mean anything. She's not gonna get mad and upset and angry with me, and she's not gonna judge me. She may make like a joke and stuff, but she's not gonna like make me feel weird and uncomfortable about just living life. So I think that's my favorite thing, that I just can feel truly comfortable with anything that I tell her. What advice would you give a mom who has one daughter from the only child perspective? Ooh, wow, that's a good one. I think advice that I would give is to be honest. I think that's another reason my mom and I are so close, because she was so honest with me all throughout life. Like, she was honest with me about like money. She was honest with me about how life truly is. And I think it really helped me in aging and becoming an adult, because my mom didn't sugarcoat anything for me. And that was something that I appreciate, because I feel like life is so hard, and sometimes people, I mean, I don't want to say shelter, but in a way try to like make things seem easier or better than they really are. And I feel like in the long run, that doesn't always benefit the children, in my personal opinions. Have you thought about being a pet mom? No, I'm not really a pet person. I did have a dog growing up, Bailey, yellow lab, love him. I don't want a dog right now. I just don't. Like, I feel like if I had a dog right now, I'd be miserable, because I'm never here because I'm always at work. And I'm not a cat person. I'm not. So now we're gonna move into career and life transitions. I guess I'll start with like life transitions first. I feel like that's a good new category. So the first thing related to that is, where do you currently live Okay, so I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. Do you miss Alabama? I don't. Do you feel lonely at times living in Atlanta or without immediate family? Okay, so I have to clear this up. I'm not lonely, first of all. I actually love being by myself. I am very introverted. I love my alone time. I love living alone. I love doing things alone. I have to say that. Also, I do have friends here. Okay, I don't have a ton, but I do have friends here, family friends. I have friends from college. Some of my line sisters live here. I do have friends here. I am not a friendless loner, okay? I also have family here. My dad lives here. Some of my cousins and stuff on my dad's side of the family live here. Do you ever hang out with friends? Yes. Do you see yourself staying in Atlanta from here on out and not moving back to Alabama? I would never move to Alabama. I just feel like I don't have a reason to. And do I see myself staying in Atlanta? I mean, honestly, probably not. I don't like getting tied down to places, and I feel like it's almost like from a standpoint of feeling stuck. Like, I don't like feeling stuck places, because I know some people are like, you move every year, that's crazy. I love to move. I love change. I love it. I live for it. So I want to live a few other places before I'm like, this is 100% my home, because I don't necessarily feel that yet. I mean, things could change, obviously, but at this second, no, I'm very open to moving to other places. I don't know where yet. I don't have anything in mind, but what made you move from Miami to Atlanta? Okay, so I guess it comes with why I moved to Miami in the first place. I only moved to Miami because when I became a flight attendant, that is where I end up based. I didn't choose it. I mean, I put it on the list that I would like to live there if possible. Like, we had to rank places that we would like, but that is where I got assigned. And the main reason is just to be closer to family and friends and to be able to commute out of a good airport that had a lot of flights going back and forth to Miami. It was just too expensive for me. Just the way I like to live. I like to live by myself. I don't want a roommate, and that just wasn't feasible to do there with the type of apartment I want. So next is career. I got a lot of questions about career. I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. So we're gonna start with one of the frequently asked questions I got, which is, what was the reason you quit being a flight attendant? That's so funny. It didn't make enough money. Point blank, period. I mean, there were a lot of other reasons too. It's exhausting. Didn't make enough money. People are rude. It was too many people. And it was a lot going on. But really, the main reason for me personally, it just wasn't enough money for me. So what do you do for a living besides YouTube? Oh my gosh, I love that you feel like I make a living off of YouTube. I love that. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I am a legal assistant at a personal injury and medical malpractice law firm. And that is what I do for a living. What was your major in college? My major in college was psychology. I actually had a few different majors. At first I was pre-med, then I was pre-nursing, and then I finished with psychology because I was ready to go. And by doing those other majors, I had a lot of psychology classes, so I just fixed it on up. And I was planning to go back to school, which is why I was cool with getting a psychology degree, but that's another story for another time. Are you happy with your career pivot? If not, are you working towards a career you desire? And how are you liking your new job so far? So, I got a lot of that. That was my frequently asked question about my job right now. Yeah, my job right now is cool. It pays my bills. It's pretty peaceful. My coworkers are nice, so I'm happy to be there. And as far as like career goals, because that's another thing. Do you have any career goals? I'm still figuring that out. Like, I think I'm kind of like just going with the flow right now and just seeing where life takes me, because in the past, I've always been like, oh, I'm gonna plan this, I'm gonna do this. Nothing in my life has gone as planned. So at this point, I'm kind of just like, whatever, I'm just gonna live life and see what happens. Is that smart? Maybe, because all the plans I had sure didn't work out. So I'm just gonna throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, basically. Q4 goals. Ooh, Q4 goal. Oh, that's good. I really want to get my life together. And I've been seeing this stuff about like the great lock-in, where you basically lock in and get your life together and really hone in on your goals and stuff. So I think I might do something like that. And I love a good little like life challenge. But I think for me, my goals are just, you know, staying consistent on social media because I'm having so much fun. Oh, and then I just got my first brand deal of the year, and with Express. So definitely go check out my Instagram so you can see it. I had so much fun doing that, and I've been getting to learn a lot about like the content creator space, so that has been fun. And really just, I want to lose a little bit of weight, get healthier, get stronger, have more energy. So I think like my Q4 goals are like to become healthier physically, mentally, and then also to do more with like content creation and maintain consistency, maybe, you know, increase the revenue and really like treat it like a business, you know. So that's funny that we're pivoting into content creation is my next category, because I had a few questions on that. So as a content creator, do you plan your filming days? If so, how? So I do, to an extent, plan my filming days. I have like a content calendar in Notion where I plan what videos I want to do, especially for YouTube. I will plan out kind of like an idea, and then I put like bullet points of things that I may want to do that day. So that way I know kind of what the video is slightly going to be about. Obviously life changes. So and it's my life I'm vlogging. So I don't really, it's not like a hard, this is for sure what I'm doing. But do you script out the video? I don't script videos. Even now, I probably should have scripted this to make sure I didn't say anything crazy answering these questions. But no, I kind of do an outline. Like, so for instance, with this one, I organized all the questions and put them in categories. But like, for instance, with vlogs, I kind of know, okay, this is what I'm doing in the morning. This is what I could do in the afternoon, evening. This is kind of the idea for the title and thumbnail. That's about it. Do you ever feel guilty of your consumption habits since you're an influencer? How do you balance that? No, I don't feel guilty. I personally don't feel like my consumption habits are the same as other influencers. I'm still considered a very small influencer, and I am someone who plans out and thinks through everything I purchase. So I don't really feel like I have a consumption issue. Do you have any advice for people thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Just start and be consistent. That's really the biggest thing. If you're gonna start, be consistent. So I would recommend maybe batching some videos, so filming a few, and then starting it when you have like maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 on deck, so you can post like every single week. And I know some people are saying they start with short form content now, so that could possibly work. I feel like that doesn't really work for me. When I do short form videos, so I'll sometimes reach a lot of people, but then those people don't necessarily watch the long videos. So I've realized for me, I'd rather just keep all the short videos on Instagram and TikTok. So, but you can do whatever you want. I have heard people are growing a lot from shorts, as far as like starting YouTube channels and then pivoting later to long form content, or just only doing short form content. There are a lot of people who just do that on YouTube. But the biggest thing is being consistent, because I've been very inconsistent over the years, and it's, you know, destroyed my channel and growth some years. Okay, I'm back. My camera overheated. That means I've been filming this too long. Okay, so I gotta wrap this up. Okay, I have actually 5 more categories left. Y'all asked me so many questions. Thank you. I had no idea y'all were this curious about me. What? The next one is money and budgeting. That was my other frequently asked question. Do you budget? How do you manage your finances? How do you budget your finances? I got a lot of that. So I just use a basic spreadsheet that has like how much you bring in at the top, and then each line item for each month, you put what you spent in each category, and then when you get to the bottom, it says how much is left based off what you spent. It's a very simple spreadsheet. I've seen the like cute ones on like Etsy and stuff. One day I'm gonna get me one of those so I can see a little chart and stuff like that. But for the most part right now, I have a spreadsheet that my mom made. She gave it to me when I was in college, and I just add a new sheet every year. And then how do you find inspiration for home decor, and do you set a budget? And sometimes if I'm looking for something specific, like if I'm having a hard time, like I need to do something with the little pumpkin over on my kitchen island. So in this case, this is when I would get on Pinterest and type in like island fall decor, or just island decor, stuff like that, kitchen island decor. And I'll type in different rooms, living room, bedroom, bathroom, whatever I want to do. And then I kind of just click what I like, and then I buy it. And yes, in a way, I guess I do set a budget. And so there'll be some months if I know, like I knew I was going to be doing buying a whole bunch of stuff for my living room and bedroom. So I spent a few months where I didn't buy a lot of stuff, and then I just saved up the money, and I didn't put it anywhere special. I just saved it and like didn't spend it, and then I went and bought all the stuff I wanted to buy. So in a way I did budget, but like it wasn't super specific where it's like I'm only spending $300 in my bedroom. I didn't do that, no. Finally, we've made it to what everybody wants to know, the dating category. I do not know why every time I do a Q&A, even when I don't do a Q&A, are you dating? Have you dated recently? Are you in a relationship? How's your love life? Do you date? Are you open to dating men long term? When I tell you, this is my most frequently asked question every single, I feel like month, honestly. But every time I do a Q&A, it's definitely the most frequently asked question. So simple answer, no, I am not dating. I did go on a date three months ago. I met this guy on the Beltline when I was walking, and I actually got ran over by somebody on a scooter. Only me, this would only happen to me, I'm sorry. I laugh at it because in the moment, I just knew I was on one of them TV shows being punked, okay? But anyway, I was walking, and if you're not familiar, Atlanta has this area called the Beltline. It's like 22 miles all throughout the city, that kind of, it's like a walking trail. And in certain areas, there's lots of shops and stuff. Some areas have neighborhoods. But yeah, that's what it is. And so I was on like the busier section. If you're familiar, the area by Ponce City Market and Kroger, I was on that side, and I was just walking, minding my business, okay? And I always walk with only one earbud in, so that way I can hear things around me, right? All of a sudden, pain is all I felt. And I'm like falling to the ground. And that's when I realized I have been run over by someone on a motorized scooter, not the regular scooter, the scooter with the motor in it. She ran me all the way over, and it was so dramatic because everyone around me was just like, oh, whoa, like, you know, in the movies where they do like the dramatic sound and then everybody turns and it's like that literally is what happened. And I was so embarrassed because everybody was looking at me, I'm in pain. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to stop. And in my head, I was just like, if you didn't know how to stop, why'd you get on the fucking scooter? So, cause at this point I'm mad, okay? So yeah. And so I'm trying to be calm and I'm trying to get away from her, and she's following me. I'm like, please leave me alone. And she's like, no. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm like, please leave me alone, please. And she's like, no, can I get you some ice? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And the whole time this is happening, I'm in so much pain. I can't walk. I got another 30-minute walk to my car. So I'm like massaging the back of my shins and calves and stuff and trying to make it, you know, not feel so bad so I can hurry up and leave, right? And so finally I start to feel better. It's been like probably 20 minutes at this point that I sat there, and she sat there too and waited, her and her friend, even though I told them to leave me alone because I was mad. And so as soon as I'm getting up and getting ready to leave, this guy pops out of nowhere and is like, "You're the most beautiful person I've ever seen." And I started laughing because, you know, that's the kind of person I am. And I felt like I was in a movie and I was being punked or something. And I was like, "Is this a joke?" Literally. And he's just like, "No, like, you're so beautiful. I want to, you know, get your number. Let me take you out." And I was just thinking in my head, "Oh my God, he's serious. Okay." And so at this moment, I'm like, okay, well, I never get asked out. So that's another reason I don't go on dates. Nobody ever asks me out when I'm out in public. People will say I'm beautiful. They think I'm pretty, but no one actually asks me out, which is one of the reasons I don't go anywhere, because I'm not gonna ask somebody out. That's not my personality. So he asked me and I was like, well, damn, I always said if a guy asked me out, I'd have to go. So I said, sure. And we went out right then for a drink at Ponce City Market because it was right there. And then later we went out to dinner. It didn't work out. He wasn't my person. But I guess in a way, I will date if the opportunity presents itself. But at this very second, right now, today, the answer is no. I'm open to it, but I'm not like, it's not like on my biggest priority of priorities, which I think is funny because it seems to be all of y'all's priority. Y'all want me to be with somebody so bad, and I'm just, I think it's so funny. Has a man ever broken your heart? No. I've actually in my lifetime only had one boyfriend, and it was in high school. And so I've never been in a like very serious relationship where I've introduced him to my parents or he's introduced me to his family. I dated in college and stuff like that, but nothing was ever like the most serious. I mean, I've got my feelings hurt because I thought stuff was more serious than it really was. My camera overheated again. Okay, it's really time for me to wrap it up because my camera's like, please leave us alone, Meg. The battery's about to die, everything. Okay, I got a couple more. I don't know if it cut me off. Next question. Do you see yourself as a wife one day? Let's see, how do I answer that? I don't feel like that's really up to me. Literally to answer the question, yes, because I think I would make an excellent wife, but that doesn't mean that a man would see me that way and want to marry me and would actually marry me. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I do see that for myself, and I do think I would make a great wife. I hope it happens for me, but also I don't feel like I can control that situation, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I hope that answers the question. And then last question, do you want children and marriage? Are you choosing a child-free single lifestyle? Ooh, okay. So I definitely 100% want marriage. 100%. I really hope that I find my special person, or he finds me. You know how they say he finds you. Children, on the other hand. Okay, so how I feel about children. I love children. I think they're great. Do I personally want children? At this second, no. At this second, no. I feel like I don't have the mental capacity to have children right now and be the best mother. I feel like that requires so much sacrifice and selflessness. I think that's the word. Yeah. I feel like you have to be so willing to put someone else above yourself. And I just don't know if I'm ready to do that right now. I also am not a hard no on kids though. Like if I meet someone and we get married and I feel super safe and comfortable and I feel ready, I feel like our household is gonna be supportive for a positive upbringing for children, then yes, I would be open to having kids at that point. But at this moment, single, no prospects in mind, and I'm almost 30. The answer is no. But yeah, I definitely like kids. I totally understand. But like, I know some people who are my age who are single also, like me, and they know 100% they want kids. Like, whether they get in a serious relationship, whether they get married, they still want to have kids. Like, they're gonna go freeze their eggs. They're gonna do what they need to do to have kids. Am I like that? Hell no. Sorry, that was a bit intense. Sorry. Like, I'm one of those people where if it's not meant for me to have kids, it's not meant for me. If it's not meant for me to get married, it's not meant for me. Like, I'm not about to force it. Like I said, I'm throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. That's really where I am in life. And yeah, that's all I got. So I definitely have quite a few more questions to answer, and I feel so bad because I just knew I was going to answer them all. So I'm sorry if I did not get to your question. I promise I saw it. I will do my best to go back and answer the ones that I did not answer like directly. And if for some reason I miss your question, definitely just comment it down below in this video and I will answer it there. And I guess I need to do these more often because I didn't know y'all wanted to ask me this many questions. Like, I had no idea. I'm shook. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the questions. I get so tickled because I told my mom, I was like, what if nobody wants to ask me anything? And she's like, Meg, are you kidding? Why wouldn't they want to ask you anything? And I was like, I don't know. For some reason, I just felt like I was going to put this on my Instagram or put the little community tab and I was going to get like 3 people to ask me questions. And then all of a sudden it was like question. And they were so deep and detailed. And I was just like, oh my gosh, do I even want to answer that question? Oh my God, no. But I really appreciated it, you guys. I appreciate all of the new people, all of the old people who have been here on my channel, everyone who asked me a question, people who have questions in their head and they're just not asking me, anyone. I truly appreciate all of you. It's been such a great experience to be here on YouTube for 9 years. This is the 9th year. And yeah. So I remember when I used to post stuff and there would be no comments, and at that time I probably wouldn't have gotten any questions. So 19-year-old me who started this channel is so excited that y'all want to know so much about me. Like, okay. But you know, I told you guys a lot of stuff about me. I answered lots of questions. So let me know down in the comments below something that you feel comfortable sharing with me. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And I would love to know where you live. YouTube kind of gives me metrics of where people are from, but I don't get like all the details. So let me know what city or state you're in, or if you're in another country, what country you're in. Just let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I guess I need to do more of these, so maybe we'll think about doing quarterly Q&As. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in, so that way we can get all the questions out, all of them. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.